What is going on, guys? Thanks for tuning into this episode of Dirty Bird. And in this one, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on how to run just a couple things when you're steelhead fishing. This here that I have is a streamer, and I will get into that in just a second. Look how pretty that is. Nice. So this here is the streamer that I was just showing you. And real quick, I want to go over how I go ahead and run these things. I do float fishing primarily. Obviously, you can throw these on the fly and all that stuff. But I just float fish, and so I run it about. I just started running these things, and I thought they were awesome. So I kind of wanted to show them off a little bit. My buddy ties them up. James Montgomery hit them up. I just did a video on him recently. The stuff he ties up is great. So, anyways. That being said, he tied this one up. This is his cotton candy color. And real quick, I'll show you. So about a couple inches up here from that, I have an egg sac tied. I have just line tied straight to the hook there, which is really hard to see. There it is. So you just, you have your line, your your leader line tied to a hook. And then the line tied straight to the shank of that hook, coming down to your streamer. And you can throw an egg sac on here. I've also seen, sometimes they'll tie the streamer up high and then like a nymph down low, anything like that. But yeah, the way this sits in the water is, don't mind my workbench, it's a wreck, is the egg sac is above the streamer. It's said that the streamer is supposed to emulate bait fish or maybe some sort of like crawfish, stuff like that, crawdads, crayfish, whatever you guys want to call them. I don't care. But it's supposed to emulate something chasing after the eggs, and steelhead won't allow it. They'll either eat the streamer or they'll just eat the eggs and eliminate the possibility of their eggs being eaten. It's kind of like no, screw you, I'm eating my eggs. Or they'll just mash them. Sometimes they just put them in their mouth and just mash them. And at that point, you'll still see your bobber or float, whatever you want to call it, go under. Set the hook, fish on, right on. So, that's streamer. And there's other ways you can run it. I'm just telling you how I run it for float fishing. Sorry, I think I'm getting a cold or something. So, yeah, that's how I do my streamer. It's about, 6 inches? You probably go a little less than that, actually, but I caught a steelhead on that streamer, this very exact setup. That's an old egg sac that I haven't taken off yet. So this is the exact setup that I was running the last fish I caught, and she nailed the streamer. I caught her Thanksgiving morning. So that's streamer. I'll show you guys a jig. Just real quick, look at how nice that thing is in the water. Like, that is really good. Just give it a little bump. You want to just wiggle that rod tip a little bit and just make it kind of stand out, you know what I mean? Make the fish really see it and make it stand out, and they'll love it. Look at that. I just can't stop watching. It's fantastic. So this is the vest that I wear when I'm out. Here, let me turn the camera a little bit. You guys don't mind my background, all right? The Nest garage is, it's quite a wreck sometimes. I got a car here and a workbench here, and I got stuff everywhere. Let me get my hood up here. I'm just throwing this on because it gives me a general idea of where everything is at. So let's see here. That's beads. No jigs are around here somewhere. I'm not gonna get into how to run the weights and the float and all that stuff. All that stuff kind of just depends on how fast your water is, how deep you are, all that stuff, and I'm not getting into all that stuff. I'm just showing you guys how I run jigs and streamers, egg sacs too, So that's some of the jigs. That's not all of them, but that's some of my jigs. This here has been money for me this year. I've caught a few fish on this one. Hit up James Montgomery, man. I'm telling you right now. He'll tie you up some gnarly stuff. Obviously, this one kind of looks crummy because it was all wet and I've been using it. So I'll throw a little bit of line on here and make it go for a swim. A real quick tip. These things are a lot easier to tie on. Obviously, see how it's like all frayed and stuff? There's my eyelet there. And it's a lot easier to tie on if you make it go for a swim first. Now you don't have all the stuff frayed out everywhere. You can tie straight to it. Bam. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So, here we have the jig, and it kind of does, you know, it's kind of got the same idea. A little bit more weight to it, you know. Look at how fantastic this thing looks when it's underwater, man. That thing is awesome. God, I just love these things. Look at the tinsel in there, too. Shiny. That's awesome. So when you're running these jigs, you can run jigs with maggots on here. You can run jigs with trout worms. That's pretty much the only two ways that I run jigs, if I'm going to be honest with you. If you know any other ways, throw it down in the comment section below because I'd love to hear it. So yeah, you throw maggots on here, you know, long way. If you try to feed them on just straight, they'll just fall apart. Ask me how I know. So yeah, throw 2 or 3 maggots on there. You know, they want to see some meat for sure. You can throw trout worms if you want to on a streamer. I don't see why not. I've never done it, but I don't see why not. Well, here's one. This is actually a smaller jig. What is it, 64th ounce. And this one's already got a trout worm on it. Obviously, I have my hands on the jig head, so it's hard to see that. But see how nice that thing is with the trout worm on there? Let me get my hands out of the way. Durr. Just has a really good presentation. When you're feeding the trout worm on, you just go like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. Man, this freaking camera sucks. Go about 1/4 of an inch in, see? You don't even have to go all the way up the shank. But you want that to try to hang off as straight as possible. Ugh. Dropped my friggin' weights just now right out of my vest and just busted it open. I'm lucky that they didn't all come flying out. I would have been pretty unhappy, if I'm being honest with you. You know what I haven't ran also yet are these things. If you guys have ever ran these things, let me know down below. I'm curious to know. These are floating, let's see, mice tails, white bubble gum. So let me know if you guys ever ran those things. I got them from Fish USA. I don't know if they're worth a damn, but. So, as you can see here, this is what I was talking about. You got your egg sac up top here, and then you got your streamer down here, about 5-6 inches. Probably try to keep it about 5 inches apart. As far as the eggs go, as far as, you know, netting color or anything like that, it just kind of hit and miss. You pick a color and hopefully it works for you. Green is usually my go-to. Seems to work pretty well. Pink is also a good one. Red's probably pretty good, but green is my go-to as far as egg sac. Yeah, let me get that netting off there real quick. Give me a second. I'm back. We're gonna chop this here egg sac off here. I think I was running a size 6. I want to say that's a size 6. I also have, I think, 8s and 4s. So you go real small with that, and then you just tie your line straight to the shank of that hook, and then right down there is your streamer. Bam! You're hooked up. You're all ready to go. And again, just like the jigs, you want to just kind of bounce your rod tip a little bit and get this thing moving a little bit under the water. Guys, I cannot stress enough, please, for the love of God, when you are running egg sacs and you're done running them, this netting is not biodegradable. It's not. It's garbage. It needs to go in the trash. So if you're done with your egg sac, throw it in a bag or somewhere other than the ground. It doesn't need to go to the ground. It's ridiculous. This crap is all over the place on the riverbanks. So anyways, guys, with all that stuff being said, let me know in the comments section down below how you would like to run these things. If you have any other input, things I don't know about, because obviously I'm relatively young. Okay. With that, guys, that's all I got for you on this one. I just want to know what you guys think and how you would go about running these, if there's any other way. And hit me up in the comments section down below. Don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one. You know what I'm saying?